do what we just did, just in SwiftUI this time. So we'll leave this kind of in the background, so we have that to go back to. So let's do new project. So there's other things that you can do new. Playgrounds we'll see as well. They're really useful little areas where you can just execute some code, and you don't have to worry about an entire project. Package and workspace we'll see later. But yeah, project is the one that we want to create right now. And since we can with SwiftUI, let's just pick multi-platform. So we'll see the other build targets that we get through that. And so we're always going to pick just app as the template here. All right, so we'll call this one SwiftUI demo. And we'll leave all of this the same. As you can tell now, we don't have the option of picking a language because we picked the multi-platform target, which only allows us to do SwiftUI. We do get other options for storage now. So we get core data and Swift data. So Swift data was introduced a year or 2 years ago. It is on top of core data, and it's designed to work really well with SwiftUI. There are still parity. I think there's some talking in the background. Yeah, there's no feature parity yet. So core data still has capabilities that Swift data does not have. I haven't seen a company use Swift data yet. I mean, they might be out there, but industry is still a little bit cautious here. Things might change with a lot of these new technologies. There's like flux there. It changes pretty frequently. So eventually, I think Swift data will be very nice. I will not teach Swift data since I haven't seen it in the wild. If you want to use it, you're welcome to. As I said, we will teach core data. And so when we're teaching core data, you'll see how awkward it is to use. Well, some of it is awkward to use because it is older. So it does work nicely with Swift, but there are some vestiges there of how old it is. So Swift data is trying to get rid of all of those old smells. So I'm excited for it, but again, a little bit too new, I think, to cover in depth here. So core data, you could choose. I don't actually want to use it right now. And so yeah, those are the differences. We have a different storage option. Let's create this new project, again, just on the desktop. And so let's keep both of these open here. And let's just see really briefly if I go back to the project navigator here. So the projects look different. So I don't think there's anything that is the same, as you can tell here. Assets, yes, yeah, good point. Yeah, assets is the same. So one thing that could be in the SwiftUI file that you find here is the info file. So info is, again, an XML file. So info.plist. So it's an XML file. It is it's an old dictionary format. So JSON would be a little bit more modern. But so yeah, the info.plist, those are settings that your app, that build settings for your app. We'll see this a little bit later, but by default, the SwiftUI project still has one, but it's implied in the project file. So we'll see this later. But yeah, very different structure. And so yeah, the place where we wrote code here, content view, view controller is not even here. It opened up to this place where it looks like we have some code called content view. And again, let's give ourselves a little bit more space here. And I'm going to hide all of these things for now. OK, so yeah, very different. Let's achieve the same thing that we did here. We want to be able to have a button that hides and shows a label. We'll go over what these are in a little bit, or at a later point. I just want to be able to do the same thing here. the content view here describes our screen for us. Actually, I don't want to show that one. So the content view describes our screen, and just like in Interface Builder, we're able to show what the screen would look like, but everything is nicer. So if it's not showing automatically for you here, so the second from the right button, so this kind of like hamburger menu, has a canvas option. So the canvas option will build, if there's previews for your file, for your view file, it will build those previews. Sometimes it is breaking because I'm building to my Mac. You have to have a team associated, or you have to have a team selected, which I don't think there is one selected here. But yeah, so we'll just not build to the Mac right now. Let's pick the iPhone 15 Pro again, and the canvas will update again. So what I did here is I picked from the build targets that I have. So we have those simulators again. The new thing that we have here is My Mac, so I can build a Mac app this way, and so my iPad is still there as an unsupported device. So yeah, whatever I pick up here will be the thing that gets selected for the canvas here. And so this is what this view generates. It's this screen here, and there are two options for interacting with the screen here. So this is the play action, so you could kind of navigate and click through things. And then there's also this, I'm going to call it view building option. So it's the second one from the right. And when you select this one, this is the closest to what we've seen here in Interface Builder. So here we can select a view component. So if I select the image here, it actually highlights in my code the code that generates this image, which is pretty neat. If I click Hello World, maybe imagine before I do it what should highlight. So if I click Hello World, it selects the text there. And the other nice thing is, so if I have something selected, I can bring up the detail navigator, and it gives me options for styling or for changing the properties on here. So let's go maybe to the Hello World label, and we could change maybe padding there. So let's maybe add some padding at the top, and let's maybe change it to 32. And so now we have a 32 top padding there. If we want to, and you see how I still have the label selected, it now added the padding code to the code file here. So whatever I do in the view on this canvas, if I'm adding properties to it, it updates the code that generates that view, which is pretty neat. So you don't have to deal with XML. You just have whatever you see here gets generated into code. So you can do either thing. So you can write code and it'll update the view. So maybe I want padding all the way around my label, which I get by not providing anything for the padding there. I can also add maybe 32 to have a padding of 32 again, and my view updates, which is pretty neat. Sometimes the playback kind of breaks. Sometimes you have a crash and it just doesn't update. Sometimes it just takes too long to recreate what you did there. This is getting better every year. So when this first came out, I wasn't really using it because it was just so fickle. This is now usable to me, so I started using previews again, and they're pretty neat. If it breaks, sometimes you have to click a little button there, but yeah, so it's pretty usable now. So pretty cool thing there. Yeah.
Very good. So if you didn't have this before, what were you looking at?
I mean, like, so you would write the text and then you would build. Oh, you would write the code and you would build.
Oh, so you
Um,
just load it every single time and pray.
Yeah, but I mean, like, also, like, the more you do this, you just know what happens.
Okay.
But yeah, so you would, I mean, it goes for smaller projects, it goes really fast. So you write something. So I hit Command R right now. The first time it takes a little bit longer. Wait, oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, let's make a change. Let's maybe please come back. Okay, that sounds like the light is out now. Okay, let me pause the